Alright, this video is about the United States Virgin Islands. I've been down here for about a week now. I've been on the islands of St. John and St. Thomas. There's also another one called St. Cruz, but I didn't go there because, I don't know, it's quite far south. It's a bit of a bigger ferry ride in 1 week, so not enough time to really go everywhere. So I thought I'd just kind of like riff on what's cool to do here, what you can expect to find, what to do, all that sort of stuff. So let's start off with St. Thomas, right? That's where I went into first. St. Thomas is like a little bit of a cheaper island. Like if you look around this place here, this is St. John, right? I'm in St. John now. This is just the most kind of typical, right in the town kind of place, and it just looks sweet, right? But if you're in St. John and you look around just the really typical town place, it looks, I don't want to say like a shanty, but it doesn't look great, right? On the very first day that I got there, it was like 5 p.m. and I was like, oh, I'll just walk into town, right? I'll just walk into town. And I don't know, I got like almost into town and the sun was kind of going down and I was like, I'm gonna go home now. Just gonna leave. Because, it's just like the type of people that were on the street was kind of like, I do not feel comfortable. So that's what you kind of get at St. Thomas, right? Now there's no denying that St. Thomas has some really beautiful places. Like I went to Magens Bay. I don't know if it's pronounced Magens or Megans. I really don't know. I've heard people say Magens. I'm gonna go with Magens. And it's super beautiful. Like it's a $5 USD entry. It's a nice beach, right? Really, really nice. The second nicest one I went to here. So, hey, look, St. Thomas is a great place in terms of like beauty in certain places, right? I also went to one called Koki Beach, which is more of like a locals beach. So not as nice, but like more chill and more laid back. There's people selling weed on the beach. This in broad daylight, just like opening up their bags of weed and rolling joints and stuff like that, and there's no worries about it whatsoever. Like weed is definitely illegal here, but no one cares at like the super local places, So yeah, super fun. I have to recommend this one place that I went. It's just a restaurant. It's called A Room with a View, and I had this mango cheesecake, which was phenomenal, right? So if you've seen this video, you're going to the US Virgin Islands to St. Thomas, you need to go to A Room with a View, get mango cheesecake, okay? It's very, very good, like out of this world good, amazing cheesecake. Like why would I talk about it for so long if it wasn't that freaking good, right? So, I mean, that's all I have to really say about St. Thomas. Like the town isn't all that nice, there are some nice beaches and it's cool to like relax. But like really what you want to do is you just want to take a ferry over to St. John. You fly in from wherever, Miami or wherever you're coming, to St. Thomas, that's where the airport is, and then you take a ferry over to St. John, 20 minutes, right? So the price is not that much different for this place. I mean, St. Thomas is about, I reckon you can stay there for like 110 USD a night, 90, something like that. Maybe even less if you go somewhere, you can always stay for less money if you lower your expectations. And over here, it's kind of like 150 USD per night. So it's not that much different, but I really think it's worth it. I really, really do think it's worth it. Like over here, the beaches like Trunk Bay are insane. They're insane. They're so good. Like I've been to Boracay, right, which is supposed to be one of the nicest beaches in the world. I was kind of walking around Boracay going, I was going, I've seen better in Australia, no big deal, I've seen better. But when I got here to Trunk Bay, I was like, holy shit, this is legit. This is absolutely a legit beach. Like, it was very beautiful to stay there. And then you got like a Cinnamon Bay, that was super nice. I went to Solomon Bay, another name to check out, and Honeymoon Beach. In order of amazingness, Trunk Bay, Cinnamon, no, Trunk Bay, then Honeymoon, then Cinnamon, then Solomon. I went swimming at Solomon, and I got my scuba. I got my snorkel gear, right? Mask and breathing apparatus, whatever. And I swam pretty far offshore. Next thing I know, I'm in a freaking current. Like, I don't know what happened. I think it's just the shape of the island. Just the flow of the water is kind of like a long shore, and then there's this part of the island that kind of like juts out. So it's kind of like it all squeezes around this part that's jutting out. And suddenly I was kind of like, oh, whoa. I'm a pretty good swimmer. I did swimming all when I was young, but I was like swimming quite fast, and I was only just getting ahead of this current, right? So caution is needed. I also got super fucking burnt. I wonder if how I can show this. Is it here? No, maybe it's better on this side. I got burnt there. Maybe on the back of the neck. Yeah, probably see that there. I got super burnt. I learned this one interesting thing, right, about sunblock. Not all sunblock is created equal. Just because it says 50 SPF doesn't mean shit, right? So when you use sunblock, you need to use one that you have verified. You're like, this one works. Because I use this new one, like I ran out of the stuff I'd been using, I bought this new one, and I guess it wasn't like very water resistant, just washed off, I think, and whoosh, completely burned all down my back and on my arms, right? So there's a little tip about sunblock. Use one that you trust and you know is good, right? What's some other stuff here? Like, there's deer. There's deer here. Someone brought deer here at some point. So there's deer trotting around. I was on the path to Honeymoon Beach, and there's some deer on the path. Never been confronted by deer in my life. I was in Finland a couple of weeks ago. I saw reindeer. They were just like kind of far off. But here's some deer. I'm like, okay, what do we do now? There's also peacocks just roaming around. There's in the main part of town, which is just like dunk, over there. There's chickens, like, you know, big chickens. What are they called? Hens, roosters, I don't know. And they got their little chicks, tiny little chicks running around with them. Like, that's going on. And there's also like massive iguanas. Like, is it right to call it an iguana? I don't know, a big lizard kind of thing. And they climb the trees and like get shit out of the trees. I don't know. Snorkeling is pretty good here, right? I went snorkeling in a few places, and I saw stingrays, I saw crabs, I was coming down off like a rocky island off the coast of Trunk Bay, and I was putting my feet in the water, and I see these like red colors in the water. I'm like, oh, what is that? What is that? I just keep walking. I suddenly realized that the red stuff is like the body of sea urchins, and they've got these spikes just coming out. I'm like, oh shit, get the fuck out of the water, get the fuck out of the water. And yeah, upon more snorkeling, I noticed there was like urchins everywhere, like super scary urchins. Ugh. Yeah, so it's a pretty amazing place. Like, I gotta recommend coming here. I never intended to come here. The only reason I came here is because the past week, the whole Caribbean has been basically rained out, right? Very few places were not raining. You know, I'd planned, I was like, oh, maybe Jamaica, maybe Grand Cayman. I assume there were some other ones I was thinking about, and it was just like rain. So I came here. But I'm glad I did, and what I'm super glad about is that I didn't just do it all in St. Thomas. I'm super glad I came to St. John. I would, if I were you, I would just skip St. Thomas, really. It's not that much more expensive to go to St. John, and it's way better. Way better. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I want to say about that. One thing I want to add on is that, like, St. John's is like a super good paradise kind of place. But apparently the place to go for like next level paradise is either St. Martin, the one with like the Dutch looking name, or St. Bart's, okay? St. Bart's will put you like 330. Oh, my people who own my Airbnb are waving to me. Hey, I'm just filming a video. I'll talk to you pretty soon, okay? All right. No. Okay, I'll show you later. Yeah, so pretty nice place, right? I want to check out St. Bart's and St. Martin next time. Okay, see you later.